What's up, yins guys? Time for another video. This is something I said in another video that I wanted to talk about. This is, you will get gang stalked for this, like I said, being outspoken. And I want to talk about how some of you guys say about being outspoken about things, or how you just ignore or reject certain things and it gets noticeable even if you're not flat out outspoken, and you just tell one person here and there and he runs out and tells. I mean, how it's getting almost like John Carpenter's They Live, you know what I mean? And well, and I've been talking about how they want to make things wrong, dangerous, crazy. They want to say it's insane, or oh, you're doing something that's like really bizarre. They want to make everything bizarre, dangerous, and they want to keep people paranoid and in fear. And I want to talk with women in this, especially women who make videos about being gang stalked. I want to make this for some of you, whoever's out there. I mean, because I mean, I don't know if there's other videos like this or addressing things like this, but I mean, even the stuff that I'm doing in my videos, which I'm adding here that I regard as solutions, that I'm almost looking at myself, why the fuck do I have to think of all this shit and other people ain't doing it? It's like there's a reason for that. It's being discouraged, and it kind of stems from a small story I told some of you guys before. I was in a place, and I was doing this on purpose, in a place that half of the place was women working in there. And yeah, it's like, I always was like, who the fuck cares? I mean, I had a lot of friends there, but at the same time, the job for that wage, like I couldn't get a fucking job for that wage anyway, but I had a lot of friends too, which were women. I felt that I need to actually overstep some boundaries and do some stuff like in front of them, you know, because I think it was a golden opportunity, and I think people that are into that stupid Anita Sarkeesian, nothing I would say in the eyes of her kind of feminism would be right, that I deserve that somebody should get me fired, where I'm like, yeah, whatever, but I joke about that now and then. But okay, this is a harder thing to talk about because some people would think it's preposterous for me to say this thing, but don't be misled. Just because you have yes, you do have a lot of women on YouTube doing wonderful things. I mean, everything from yoga, they dominate the yoga exercise type of thing. There's men in it. And I think it's a wonderful thing, and I keep talking about, and I want to add in parentheses too, there's something that's deliberate too, where we all know they'll deliberately try to, you know, put this illusion over all our faces. We have all this stuff all over YouTube, women doing some good stuff, and yet we have TV, and they want to say, oh, whether if you're a women person doing exercise or wrestling or boxing, they want to put in our heads, right, that it's just stuff on TV, but nobody really does that stuff, and it's dangerous. And I'm trying to make my argument where, yes, it's all over YouTube, and there's stuff like on there, but yet I'm going to point out what some of you guys probably even already noticing, right, that it's right there, so obvious in front of you, that out there, even in the real world, outside of this YouTube, even though you have women doing a lot of wonderful videos with exercise and different kind of strength, and even things that women out there in this offline life wouldn't dream of doing. Out there in this real world, where I was actually working next to people, even though it's all out there, they want to make it out of reality. Out there, you know, you don't, I mean, it's hard to even say this, I mean, but in this actual world, when I'm off this camera, you guys are not watching YouTube, there's a thing where you can see if you're a woman doing some of this stuff. Well, they want to keep women frail now. The new social engineering, they want to keep women frail and be victims. And I said there's men and women that, like I preached, there was a fall, whatever you want to believe in, not want to believe in, corruption. Some of us were born better than others, and maybe our bones are weaker and whatnot, but a lot of us have a potential we're not allowed to have. They want to say it's crazy or wrong. The world And there's a reason it's deliberately done too. That if you look on all these yoga videos on like women and all that, somebody's doing on purpose, which shouldn't be done too. They're encouraging that, all these guys that are better. I mean, there's guys out there that they don't even realize what they're doing. Some of them do, but there's some of them that don't. That they're better than that. They should be learning something. Get your dick out of your hand and learn something. But then there's women out there, say like watching this right now, that they can be doing something while they're watching YouTube videos and about their being gang stalked or whatever. And like I was talking about, I was preaching and saying this in text next to some of the videos I put on my. I put captions with when I have my social media groups that I work these different jobs, not just the place that I got fired from that's was half women, which is the most admirable part. And I think I still like to think that some of them people are still my friends even outside of there. I have ran into some that they tell me stuff that's up, But, okay, I work these different jobs like in the construction. I work on assignment. And one of the ones, like over the summer, I was helping dig in trenches for a place that they were adding to a hospital. And woman with a construction hat, unlike these feminist fanatics out there. This is not a video about feminism. There is opportunities getting in there, women getting these jobs. They're not just carrying signs, stand on a hill, whether. But I think there's more to it, that the stuff that I'm doing, and I'm putting, where I'm putting over and over, looking at these videos, what some of these guys ain't doing, that some women should be doing, and to empower yourself, say some of them that are in some of these construction jobs already, which I like to see. Woman stand on a hill in a construction hat. It's a little bit of something with a solid steel bar, bring back her glory days, right, with the majorette baton. But man, since I was a small kid, there was something about that, even though later on when I grew up, and I never went to any of the pep rallies in school. I was the kid that was always either bullied or harassed or just trying to get kicked out of school. I didn't get along. Then I seen a lot of things online that people could do real impressive, that can do better, better than when I was in school, these majorette thing. But yet, before I was ever old enough to be trying to get kicked out of school and snubbed, not worthy to look on anybody like a cheerleader, majorette or anything. But when I'm older now, I support my home team in football. Me and the girlfriend watch, right? Our team doesn't have cheerleaders or whatever either. But yes, I noticed that observe other people in sports on these YouTube. There's just something about it now that, you see things on YouTube and things that some of these girls and these women are better at the shit than the ones that when I was in school, what little I saw. I'm like, wow. They could be ninjas, or they could be damn near anything. Be on American Ninja Warrior. You got women on American Ninja Warrior now. But yet, I think there's something about it, like John Carpenter's They Live. They put stuff on TV to the extreme, on TV, and fill people's head with crazy stuff, assault you with mass media. Oh, this is TV, they're trying to make it. And then there's a disclaimer on things that, don't try this at home, but yet you can find all kinds. Some of these women on YouTube want you to learn some stuff from their tutorials, everything from their yoga, but I'm wondering the amount of views they're getting. There's just guys, that making these comments, even though the ones that don't make comments, how many of them are women or how many of them guys is the God? And there's the part of the male population, whether it's on YouTube or out there in the world, that don't want me telling you any of this shit. You might be a woman or out there saying, look, oh, he's full of shit or whatever, but I criticize these other things on YouTube where they also, on YouTube, is weird, and out there in the world, they want to encourage through social media these women and girls. You got to feel sorry for them, but yet if you say anything that anybody should quit or find an alternative, you get attacked. And I even got attacked on my videos too. Some girl, like, they're under the guise of wanting to help them, they're encouraging this girls and this cutting, but there's nothing else. Everything else is telling said I should have kept that comment. This was a bunch of, people like you with your athletic, flaunting some weird combination of athletic prowess and knuckle push-ups and that. Yeah, you need a reality check because everybody knows that people that are trying to overcome an addiction are more important than your shit that you're doing and then all that. Then I text them, well, would you like to see them free from addictions or from cutting like you're putting it? Yeah, miss, I'm an advocate for everybody who's cutting, like, the cutting. Yeah, they're for younger people. I'm trying to throw a combination of stuff in there just like for younger people. I see this shit on YouTube, and YouTube is a biggest purveyor of this stuff, and it's outside in the world you get gang stalked or whatever because every little bit thing you're doing. And I'm different on this thing, that I admit that all that shit is true and real, but I'm saying solutions that going up to that, whatever, that camera eye or people watching in there, whatever you call them, spies, gang stalkers, or people with their take pictures of you on social media. I'm up there doing the stuff on purpose, putting things out there, and I'm like flipping that. So there's something I'm saying, just don't be a victim. There's some things that can be done. If you get anything out of this video, there's some things that could be done that might be based on some women start getting in. You might be watching this, getting into other jobs that guys are in, but it's right there, and maybe you had some prior stuff that you were already able to do right then and there from your school days. Revisit it and combine it in with, say, if you get out of the line of work that you're in and you end up in some agency, like some women that I worked with that I still know now that got into some more laboring work or a little bit of construction. You understand what I mean? It's there. I mean, maybe tools you could be carrying anyway. And, well, gotta go figure how come I got people out there, with the gang stalking that I flip off, that people do their talking. I mean, with me, it's gang stalking. It's harmless. You just do little things deliberately to walk. My solution is everything that I'm purveying on here, not just talking about this shit, indicating that a little bit of things here and there that you could do and like do in front of people, or just get better. And so you can, even though if you don't show any of this to people, like I was doing, even like when that workplace I was inspired from, showing off in front of these women, but egging them on, I says that I shouldn't be able to outdo them in this. And the fact that I learned it all by myself, just from stuff that women are doing on YouTube. And I'm not perfect. I don't know it all. But man, nobody wants to hear that they got potential. Those shit that I do, maybe you don't like it, but the ones that want to have you by the balls and want you to be dependent on everything from, they want you to take Prozac, Ritalin, and if you smoke a joint once in a while, drink a beer once in a while, they want you to be a slave to it. And there's this thing that we're living in a world, whatever you want to believe in or not believe in religiously, in a world where we're dependent on supply lines, everything from your marijuana to pills to that beer you drink once in a while, that if you're dependent on it, even everything in supply lines and everything else, there may be some little things that you can develop here and there, about like if there's like I'm a firm believer, put it this way. I mean, anybody that's like women or girls watching this and get into you don't get the job you planned. If you're more educated than me, you have to take some labor construction job, a little bit of stuff you're doing to help overcome, and then say everything collapses. You're going to be like that guy, Canadian prepper I watch all the time, that you might be a little bit of a psychological, if not physical victim, and there's a lot of bad shit out there already. I mean, I can't stand these fanatic feminists that want to just that are out to just think all men are evil, all that. But I see some pretty horrid things that I see on the TV news that aren't facts. But yet, what I was getting at too, like a lot of these feminist groups out there, they want to keep women as victims. They want to say, "Oh, you're gang stalking, you're a victim," and like that. But some of them that are doing it, are the very ones that look like it may even be in the feminism that claims it's there for you. They don't want you to be dependent. And like they want to, like what they're doing now is anything that I put out there, or say if you're any women or girls that put out there, say you're a woman even older than me, you put out something that you have some prior abilities or strength somewhere in the gym, you present it in the wrong way, you could get attacked because like they want to keep people victims. And then the new way now, they want to make all guys, like say what I was doing, frail. They want to teach it to everybody, teach things, the little, I was being told that every little thing I do is dangerous. And I said, there's fucking people, young girls out there on YouTube, younger than some of us, doing some of the shit. And yet, out there in the real world, they want to tell you that same shit is dangerous. This is what I'm trying to say. It's like there's shit all over YouTube that, there's women and girls doing that are better than men. It's us, and I extremize and added to some of it, because I'm trying to. And then, and they get pissed off because I'm like almost 47 years old now. But I don't know, some of these, I guess I try to say things in a way, some of these women out there too that I know. I am like 47 years old. What little I can do, I shouldn't out there. And the ones out, unlike the ones out there you see in the yoga videos, I'm like ones out there in the world, like ones younger than me, and I'm the ones out in the actual world. I'm beating them. I actually beat them at some of the flexibility things, the ones I work with, and some of that job I used to work with. I used to work in that job. Some I work with, younger than me. I mean, I'm just was trying to indicate in my own way, and I think people didn't like it. I had a lot of people on my side about that, but management, they called me, oh, I'm doing and creating a bad example, dangerous. Then they were trying to say I'm dangerous. I get an argument with some dude in the restroom that started a verbal argument about he started. Oh, now that stuff I'm doing now that nobody cared about. And yeah, some of it wasn't just flexibility, showing off in front of the women, it was like, also at the same time, cranking my fist on the cement, with a split. Some of the, smile at some of the dudes that had a problem with me, so to speak, and which I regarded as better than actually getting into it. And they learning in a painful way that they're not going to put their hands on me. It was a lot better. And I was able to smile at them and no real physical conflict happened. But you're a woman too. You do anything a little bit better, some kind of way that just a few minutes a day. Oh, your own, even other women that are on a political or religious side, or even in some of the church. Oh, you're dangerous. You're like, yoga is. You got the secular humanist side. There's a wrong to it now. How you're supposed to live up to. Then you get a feminist side of a certain convenience, different types. Then you got the religious side though too. You got one side that's like an athletic Christian, or sometimes the churches are doing a Christian yoga thing now. Then you get people that say, oh, yoga is all demonic and you're a threat to whatever, your only life is just to sit there, read the Bible, and make babies or whatever. But there's just a lot of stuff that you need to observe in this world and all that stuff too. That making videos isn't going to change anything. There's something else out there that needs to be put out there in the world, and I'm like, I think I'm one of the only ones coming up with the ideas to do it. And that's why I'm trying to make my channel different. Because what I'm doing, I'm trying to tell you right away that anyway, what I'm saying is contrary to what you got all over YouTube in the world, all over in the YouTube world and this social media world, even with fitness, it's all over Twitter and everything. I don't know about parts of your world, if you could say that, but parts of my world and some of the other friends of mine on the world too, separate from the online world you do out there and some of this actual world offline, the shit that everybody's doing on fucking YouTube and showing people how to do is considered provocative and make even dangerous and potentially violent or whatever too, or just plain crazy. Oh yeah, people do it all over YouTube, but they don't actually do it. And then there's the thing too that somebody seems to want to encourage all these guys too, that they look at all this stuff and just for with their own lustful reasons and don't learn anything. And I'm doing my shit. If you got this far in this video, I'm going in my own way, actually doing the videos to flip them off too. I get trolled by a couple of them. And the real reason why they say they're like the one that criticized me on a Danzig video that I was doing. It was with Danzig music. Oh yeah, Mr. Yoga Boy doing his. I couldn't find this song anywhere on YouTube now, and Yoga Boy is making me not want to listen to it anymore. That's the only way I can find the song. Well, motherfucker, buy the motherfucking MP3 and don't fucking watch, asshole. And you guys, well, he knows. Hey, Fist of Concrete. It's not that one on the Danzig was a light version. It was in the rain. Danzig, When We Were Dead, and I got a symbol in the beginning and front to try to give you a hint what we actually are and potentially are as women or guys. Women, or whether women or guys. And if you're a woman or a guy watching, there's something that I'm portraying with these videos with music where we're more than just people that listen to that music that people call satanic, and we're more than the stupid. We're more than the people that were dragged to churches, kids, and rebelling, and we're going to go. We believe in Satanism, or we're going to go for that Aleister Crowley nonsense. Say you can't stand certain organized religion, like I criticize the shit out of. Oh, then Aleister Crowley is the answer, or evolution is the answer, or these YouTube evolution people. I'm doing things to deliberately outdo the evolution things and actually evolving, so some of them they don't like either. Their only purpose on YouTube is to go and get into fight with Christian YouTubers, which I can't stand. You obviously can't. So there's the YouTube shit world and all that stuff too. And out there in the actual world, I mean, I'm just saying, once again, I'll say it, I can't say enough. For women and for guys that look at women to learn shit, it's all over. It's all over. And how many guys are actually doing it and then looking at the girls, right? And say, I can do this, and then go and YouTube and look for guys doing it. Say, okay, I'm a guy. Let's see how this woman's doing it. See how this guy's doing it. And then it's. I mean, it's all like out there, but I think, they're teaching, the other part of this world now. Not that you're going to be some conservative and say, I don't like cross dressers or people that are like this, transgenders or whatever. There's something about that beyond somebody's choice. Let them do. I'm just like, it's their choice. But there's something that people get mad that I'm not a big advocate for going out. I don't waste my time attacking those people. I don't give a fuck. I don't even give a fuck about Caitlyn or Bruce Jenner at all. But there's this thing where people will get mad if you're not, even if you're not some big advocate. You say, well, I don't like it. I'm not going to go try to hurt anybody for what they are. But the minute you start to imply that they're trying to make the next generation of boys and guys, encourage them to cross-dress and get, and teach that every little thing, like I'm doing, or even having a punching bag or weight set in the houses. It's potentially violent. They want people. It's not just about defending. I am not even here to talk about that. I could give a fuck about that. Stay the hell away from that group, that whole. They're politicizing all that. But they want to make everybody like equal, make everybody a new obedient neo-communist pacifist culture. And any guy that does anything with a weight set, they want to say toxic masculinity. And then you got one side of feminism that wants women to do all kind of stuff the guys do, but then you get the other side that doesn't want women to do this. It's you know, like Arnita Sarkeesian and all them great people. I mean, you don't want to totally denounce this thing they call feminism, but every time I see the word, it's they're doing just like they're twisting the Bible and everything else, you know, double standards and twisting it. I think if you're a guy or a girl, fucking common sense. Like, say, if you're a guy here, maybe you look at a little bit of girls before I end this video, long ass video. I mean, maybe getting together and say, hey, you see these girls doing this, and you may have been athletic in playing football, right? Maybe you had this girlfriend that was this cheerleader or this majorette or something. Relive your days and try to get back into your, you know, something to spend quality time, you know. That's what I suggested. I'd say this outside of there, you know, the different friends. But